Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. I am going to be trying out the new Juvia's Place powder foundation. This is their I Am Magic powder foundation. Is that? Yes, I Am Magic powder foundation. It retails for $18 and there are 20 different shades to choose from. The shade that I chose is the shade Madrid, and unfortunately mine came broken. I have reached out to Ulta Beauty already. That is where I purchased it from, and they've already given me a credit on it. So shade Madrid, does it have the shade names on here, like the descriptions? No, I don't see them. So I typically go more for fair to light in the neutral to warm category, if that helps you make a good shade buying decision. I had also tried out the Juvia's Place, their new Radiance foundation, Natural Radiance foundation, and I picked up the shade Bali. I want to quickly just swatch them on the back of my hand because I know some of you were having difficulty choosing, your correct shade. That is shade Bali in the new Radiance foundation. And then let me kind of do my best to swatch this powder next to it. Let's see. Yeah, it is just all crumbled in that compact there. But there is Madrid and then there is Bali. Actually, they would probably make really nice compliments to one another. I do have Madrid on right now, and I actually think it's probably the best shade match that I've ever got from a Juvia's Place foundation. I have tried her original, the I Am Magic foundation. They're good foundations, this one and that one, but they just don't last on me. They get me 6 hours, 7 tops, and then they tend to not look so great, and they're really full coverage. This new powder foundation, it says that it's going to provide us with buildable coverage. It says that it's going to be a mix of finely milled powders that are also going to help to regulate oil. I am 40 years old and I have normal to oily skin, oily primarily in my T-zone, with my nose being the oiliest place on my face. It says that it's also going to create a long-lasting matte finish. It says it's a weightless formula, silk-like glide smoothness and softness with excellent blendability, non-cakey, skin-gripping base for long-lasting wear and comfort. And what else do you need to know in here? You get 9 grams of product and 20 different shades. That's about it, guys. Yep. So we're going to try this out for a good 10, maybe 11 hours today. You guys are going to watch me apply this, and then I'll do my periodic check-ins throughout the day, letting you see how this is wearing. And of course, at the end of the day, we will wrap up this little quick wear test trying out this Juvia's Place I Am Magic powder foundation. Now, for me, I wear powder foundation the way it's intended. On its own, I don't layer powder foundation over another foundation. For me, I feel like that's just a little too much. But what I do is, and you'll see me apply this, I do primer, I do some concealer. So I'll do concealer under my eyes, a little bit right here on the sides of my cheeks, and I definitely put concealer on my nose, and then I start buffing in the powder foundation on top. I know a lot of you out there, you wear powder foundation on top of your regular foundation. That is totally fine. But for me, I have found that that's just a little too much weight on my skin. If it is your first time here on my channel, I want to say hello and welcome to all of you. My name is Steph. This is what I love doing. I love trying out new makeup, especially complexion products. You're always going to see new makeup reviews. That is the primary content here on my channel. I do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes, which, by the way, let me grab it over here. I am getting ready to create 2 looks with the Klarity Cosmetics Croc palette. So you guys might see both of these videos go up in the same day. Who knows? But I do makeup ranking videos here. We just talk about makeup. We have a great time while talking about the makeup. If that sounds like somewhere you want to be and something you want to see on pretty much a daily basis, I do tend to upload quite a bit. Do me a favor, click on the subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you'll be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you're a fan of Juvia's Place, or you've been curious about just a dedicated review over this powder foundation, give this video a thumbs up before you go. As usual, everything will be linked and listed in the description box, and some of those links might be affiliate links. So if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. I am ready. I'm ready to get this wear test underway. I am getting ready to head to work after I film my Croc palette video. If you guys want to see this new powder foundation from Juvia's Place in action, keep on watching. For primer today, I'm going to go in with this one from Milani. This is their SPF primer, SPF BFF primer. Let me just give it a good shake. I'm really excited for this powder foundation. I've really been enjoying powder foundations. Like last year was really the year that I really used powder foundations more so than I had in years. And you know, one of my favorites was from the drugstore, the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. I just really love that one. I thought that one did such a beautiful job. I did enjoy the Fenty one, although the Fenty one came out some time back. So I'm really excited for this one from Juvia's. You know, I know her other two foundations, they've been a little too full coverage, including the new one that was released along this one, but we'll see. I don't mind the powder being full coverage. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't think the powder is going to be as thick as some of those foundations. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, I'm going to do this as a typical powder foundation routine for myself, since I'm only trying it out for this one day. I'm going to go in with the newly dropped, I have a hair here, Urban Decay Quickie Concealer. I have shade 30NN in this one, and I do have a wear test trying this one out in case you are interested. It does come with a little brush head, but we don't use that. And then, of course, with the large doe foot applicator. I always, whenever I'm going to do powder foundation, I always make sure to put concealer on my nose, just like where I have pores and stuff. So that way it kind of helps also to blur. That's pretty good. That's enough. Now, I'm going to use, I guess, my damp sponge. This one's from Wet n Wild. And I'm just going to start blending. Always do my eyelid. Let me know if you guys pick this concealer up. I don't know if it's in stores. I know it dropped at Ulta over the weekend, but I don't know if it hit stores. I don't think it's in stores yet. I think you can only buy it online. But it seems pretty promising, you know. I said in my review video that I did like this version better than the previous, so you'll have to let me know what you guys think. It does dry down matte. So that went on really well. Now I think we're ready for and I'm gonna set my under eye, but I'll set it after I apply the powder foundation. This is what I'm gonna use to set the under eye, my new favorite Milani powder. My powder foundation from Juvia's did come broken. I got the shade Madrid, and I've already received credit for this from Ulta. But yeah, you can see, gotta be careful. So I'm not gonna be lifting this up and showing you guys. I need to be careful up here. The brush, I will show you that I like to use, that it is my only powder foundation brush that I have found works really well, and it is this one right here, the 106 from BK Beauty. My favorite powder foundation brush. Okay, let's start buffing. Now this does say it's going to be buildable coverage. I would imagine this would be a full coverage at least. You could build it up to that, you know. It also says it's going to be pore reducing or minimizing. Now I know a lot of you guys will use the new Juvia's Place Natural Radiance Foundation and then put this powder on top of it, this powder foundation on top of it. I think for me that's just that's gonna be too thick, because I found that new Natural Radiance powder foundation, Natural Radiance liquid foundation to be a little heavier than what I was expecting. I was expecting something a bit more serum-like, and I got something more closely resembled to the original I Am Magic matte foundation. So I don't. I guess we all have our own different experiences with things, absolutely, but yeah, for me, that would have been like way too much on my face. I felt like that would have been way too heavy. So I never use powder foundation on top of regular foundation. I mean, unless it's like a tinted moisturizer or like a super sheer foundation, then okay. But if that's the case, then I'd rather not wear those products and just do like I showed y'all today, primer, concealer, and then this powder foundation. Okay, I do see that the coverage is pretty good, and the shade is also pretty good. I think this is a really good shade match for me. Maybe one of the best, even better than the liquid foundation, the Natural Radiance one. And I do have a review up over that one in case you want to check that out. I'll have my Juvia's Place playlist linked in a pinned comment. Okay, so now I can see right here to where it's kind of not covering so much. Kind of feels like it's accentuating the texture right in this area. I did do microdermabrasion this weekend, so maybe I have a little irritation, and that's what it's bringing out. But I don't really know that I'm really liking that. Let me see if I can just buff a little bit more, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. And hopefully it'll just kind of settle itself as the day goes by, as my oil starts to come through. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go in with a dry setting spray. This is what I'm calling it, and it's the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Setting Spray. You don't get water droplets with this. It really is a refreshing, kind of just like a dry mist, but it also helps to mesh everything together. I guess you could also use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. My bottle is over here. It's almost empty. But I think this one is more of a drier mist. That's why I like to use it directly over powder products. But this is how my complexion is looking with the new Juvia's Place powder foundation. This is going to be a good 10, possibly 11-hour wear test today. And I'll do my periodic check-ins, let you see how this is wearing on my 40-year-old normal to oily skin. Right now it feels good. Right now it feels lightweight. A little concerned with this little area right here. I feel like it's clinging to some of the texture that I have. And I don't know that it fully covered what was here on the sides of my cheeks, my minor discoloration, old acne scars. I guess I should have built that up with concealer more. So we'll see. I'll check in with you guys later, and yeah, stay tuned. Hey guys, 5-hour check-in here, trying out the new Juvia's Place I Am Magic Powder Foundation. Here's what the complexion is looking like. I think everything looks really smooth. Really nice. I had a feeling that after it had a chance to settle a little bit and my skin, you know, warm up to it, that everything was just going to kind of smooth itself out. And I was right, it did, because I love the way it looks. I'm not shiny. It doesn't feel heavy. This is probably the lightest weight foundation that Juvia's Place has in their line. And so far I'm loving it, but it has 5 more hours to go, at least 5 more hours. So I'll be back at the end of the day and we'll wrap up this wear test with the new powder foundation from Juvia's Place. Okay guys, 11 hours later, here is what my complexion is looking like. I'm shiny. I need a blot. It's not just the light that's, you know, reflecting off of my face. It's, you know, my oil is starting to come through. It's time for a touch-up. However, I will say I am so impressed by this powder foundation from Juvia's Place. I think that this held up so well. Out of all 3 Juvia's Place foundations that I have, the original matte, the new Radiant foundation, and now this powder foundation, this hands down is the best as far as longevity, as far as just staying put and looking great for a good 10, 11 hours, because you guys saw me wear test the new Radiant foundation, and I've told you guys before about the matte foundation. Those only get me a good 7 hours of wear, and then they start to break up. They start to, you know, look cakey. This looks good. I mean, maybe like a little bit around the nose where my oil is starting to come through, but everywhere else, it looks good. I just need to blot, or I just need to touch up, and it would look fantastic. I highly recommend checking this one out. And I like that this powder foundation isn't that thick. It's a really lightweight powder foundation that still provides good coverage. I would say this is more medium coverage. This is definitely going to give you a good medium coverage. I mean, maybe you can get it to full depending on what you put underneath it, but I like it. And I would, I guess, recommend maybe if you have like a very lightweight foundation and you just want to add that added bit of coverage, I actually think this might be worth doing that little combo with. And like I told you guys earlier, I normally don't like to pair powder foundation with regular foundation, but I could see maybe trying this out that way because I feel like it's light enough to do that. And I'm a little shocked. I'm a little surprised. I'm very surprised by today's foundation review and wear test. I guess I wasn't expecting it to go as great as it did just because of my, you know, past experiences with Juvia's Place foundations. I like them, don't get me wrong. They don't look that great after like 6 or 7 hours of wear. Now I want to hear from you guys. What did you all think of this wear test of today's review? Have you picked up any of these new foundations? Because they dropped the Radiant Liquid Foundation and then they dropped this powder foundation. Let me know in the comments if any of these have found their way into your stash, or maybe you were just waiting on some good reviews in order to help you make up your mind. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.